Hey guys, welcome to our kitchen. This is Cooking with Bob and Alison. We are so glad you are here. If you're joining us again, welcome. You know you loved the first episode. We got another awesome one right here. If you didn't catch our first episode, you can go back by texting the word leftovers to the number on your screen, 937-230-7722, and you can figure out what all of this is about. In fact, I would encourage you, hit pause and go check that out first. You'll get to know us and how we love to cook first. So tonight, we are cooking up something really good. What do we got, baby?
Yeah, so tonight we have chicken fettuccine Alfredo, one of our favorites. And we're also gonna make some broccolini on the side and some bread, of course.
Yeah.
All the carbs.
All the carbs tonight. You know, we gotta have bread. I said, because what are you gonna do with that leftover sauce on the plate after the pasta's gone? You gotta have bread to like soak it all up. Yeah. This is one of our favorite go-to meals, and let me tell you, it is affordable. And this Alfredo sauce that you're gonna cook up, it is better than Olive Garden. It's better than Carrabba's. Insert Italian name here. In my opinion, it's really good, but it's really simple. It's the secret they don't want you to know. It's really simple, and it's gonna be really good. It's one of our kids' favorites, and it's affordable. So really inexpensive. Yeah, well gang, this is date night edition, and date night means that we got a special couple that's gonna be cooking with us. Now listen, if you're not on a date night, that's okay. We got mad love for you too. And maybe you can come into our kitchen and be our date one time. But tonight, we've got a really special couple to introduce to you. Someone that's really close to our lives and really good friends with. And he's kind of my boss. So he's a big deal, you know what I'm saying? And his wife is awesome. You're gonna love them. Let me introduce to you Steve and Erin Southards. Come on into the kitchen. This is the kitchen. This is the kitchen. Yeah, it's not just a set or a background. No, yeah.
This kitchen looks like it can cook.
Well, you know, I think it's about the people in the kitchen that can cook, but you know that stove.
Itself to cooking.
Yeah, that stove does a good job. That's right. Well, this is one of our favorite go-to meals, and I'm just curious, what do you guys love? Like, what's your favorite go-to, maybe on a rush meal? What is that?
I was thinking, you know, with 4 kids right now, they're actually starting to cook a little bit too.
All right.
Like Taco Tuesdays are really big in our house, and the kids now can brown the meat and cut the vegetables up for that. They started doing this cooking as well.
Well, one of my favorites is breakfast for dinner.
All right.
And so that's either Colton, our oldest son. He does the pancakes, and he's kind of like the pancake man.
Yeah.
And then we do build your own omelets. It's like an
oh
omelet
man,
bar.
all right. Yeah.
So those 2 of our favorites.
Oh, that's sweet. When we like to do like biscuits and gravy, you know, that's like a breakfast staple for us. Grandma taught how to cook.
Hash brown casserole.
Hash brown casserole.
Sounds like we have our next episode.
Yeah, we're gonna get together for breakfast for dinner. Yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And actually, Allison, you and Erin, you're gonna start with the sauce. Is that right?
First, yeah.
All
Sauce is
right.
first.
Take it away.
All right, here we have everything we need for our homemade from scratch Alfredo sauce. I've got 4 cloves of garlic, 4 tablespoons of butter. I've got a cup of grated Parmesan and 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. So everything we need is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and start peeling our garlic. So we're just taking off the skin.
You make that look easy.
You've done
that a few times, huh?
Yes.
So mine's usually in a jar, but this is probably the better way of doing it. It's going to taste better, but mine's usually.
I do have a cheat. I have a little
The press, the one.
Pampered
Yeah,
chef
I have. I think I have
thing.
that. I don't really use it though.
super handy.
So I'm curious, as you're working on this, we're going to talk about some of our favorite go-to meals. For you guys watching, love to hear in the comments, what are some of your favorite go-to meals? Do you have weekly night meals, or do you just have some of your favorites you love to pull out? But comment below and let us know what some of your favorite meals are.
Do you guys follow a weekly night, like a
There's certain
always
like
Taco
Tuesdays
Tuesday?
and Fridays always pizza, movie night, heavy night. The other days kind of still in.
Yeah, I think I would like more of a regular rhythm.
It helps make things a little easier for planning. And probably like you guys, different seasons. Like right now, more winter, some more indoor soups where you get outdoors in the summer, more grilling and We grill all summer long.
Yeah,
so.
I like to cook what's in season.
Mhm.
In the summer we have a garden,
Do you?
which we
Okay.
just started last year. It was like a quarantine thing.
Yeah.
And so we're planning that again for this year.
What are you gonna plant?
We like a lot of zucchini, a lot of squash, a lot of tomatoes, salsa things.
Yeah.
So I want a salsa garden. And then we did a couple pumpkins last year. The kids had fun with that. We just had them as our Halloween decorations. But it was fun.
You know she's rocking the knife.
I am
I'm
rocking
learning about
the
that
knife.
tonight. Rocking to like keep our fingers on. She's
And I'm
rocking the knife.
trying to get as small as I can. You know. All right, so we have minced garlic here, and we are gonna take everything here back to the stove and start with our butter. All right, so I want to put my stove on pretty low heat as I'm adding the butter. I don't want the butter to brown. Brown butter is pretty good, but not for
Not for
Alfredo sauce. So we're gonna let that melt really slowly and just keep stirring it around as we go. Now we do have a story in our house about this Alfredo sauce.
Oh really? Okay. Tell me.
So our kids, of course, have all had most of the same kindergarten teachers, so
Yes.
you probably know this project. But every Mother's Day, they make the cookbook.
Yes.
And
Yes. It's always
it's
entertaining.
a surprise.
Kindergartners share their mom's recipe.
Yes.
And it's always interesting what their view, a kindergartner's view of a recipe.
Yeah, so they ask, what's your favorite thing that your mom makes and how does she do it? So, of course, Ansley, our oldest, she was in kindergarten last year, and she has this question, and it's totally away from the parents, so I'm unaware. But she tells them fettuccine Alfredo is my favorite. So when I get the cookbook later on as a Mother's Day gift from my daughter, it's saying, this is our favorite thing. Here's how you make it. Mom opens the jar of sauce. And we're like, oh no, she thinks we make it from a jar. And usually, I'm not even the one that makes it. Usually
Okay.
it's Bob. So she was just a little bit confused. I'm gonna add in the garlic. This is where we get the good flavor for our sauce. Thank you. I'll turn it back just a little bit. You want to let this saute and cook a little bit until you can smell it really strong. There's lots of strong garlic smell. So that takes about a minute or so.
So when you guys make this, do you usually make your own pasta or do you buy the pasta?
Usually we have bought pasta.
Okay.
We started making the pasta maybe last year.
Okay.
We've had this, of course, as long as we've been married, but didn't get the pasta attachment until recently. But it's fun to make it.
So our kids tasted your pasta at Christmas time and they could tell the difference
Mhm.
that kids could tell fresh pasta compared
Yes.
to store-bought.
Yeah, I think usually when you buy it, it doesn't have as much egg in it, and you can really taste the egg yolk. All right, I think this is good to go. We're going to start adding in our cream. Yeah, we have
Slow.
2 cups. Yeah, it's kind of slow. I'm just going to whisk it as it's going in. See it all kind of combine.
1 cup of grated cheese.
Oh, I thought it was done. Yeah, 2 cups of cream and 1 cup of grated cheese. And usually, if we're making this for a crowd, we just double or triple.
everything, okay.
Yeah, it's easy
to
to
do that.
The extra sauce gets eaten.
Can you give me the measurements?
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do 1 cup of cheese. We don't want this to boil, so I'm just gonna leave it around medium. Alright. Yeah, it should be pretty close. Good deal.
slowly, or does it matter?
Yeah, just kind of slowly. We don't want it to get clumpy. Keep stirring it. And even once it's in there, I'll keep stirring it for a while.
Do your kids help you cook sometimes too?
They're starting to.
They're kind of
yeah.
that age. Sometimes we're working at home still. Some
Yes.
ages.
So they love to do like the cookies and desserts are a safe bet, but when it comes to the meal, we're still getting
You want to enjoy your meal still.
yeah. But they'll eat better if they
cook,
help.
yeah.
So some of our veggies and things we need to have help with. Alright, so as this is going, we're gonna season
Okay.
with salt and pepper, which I think I have right here. And this is just to taste, so I'm gonna start off with just.
So this is it. These are all the ingredients.
Yep, this is
Wow.
it. Not a low calorie sauce, but
The
this
best,
is a nice
best
splurge.
tasting are not usually low calorie.
And I like a lot of pepper. Ours. But it is so good, and it heats up, like it reheats really well. Like if you do have to make it ahead and save it, it'll separate a little bit. But,
Okay.
but once it's hot, it's fine. If it does end up too thick, you can add half and half.
Okay.
Just keep it creamy. And then if it's too thin, you can always add more cheese if you like a cheesier sauce. And it's just taste. Yeah. Okay. So got all these tastings
Oh.
we don't share.
That's good.
Enough pepper.
You tell me you're more there.
I feel like it needs more salt and pepper.
Alright. My taste and smell are not so months ago.
No. Makes me so sad. Bob lost his with a cold that he had like a couple years ago, and he was so upset. You have to be able to taste your food. Takes all the fun out of it.
Taste salt very well. So I've actually had, when I'm cooking, I have to do taste things right now because
Right. Okay, I think we are good with the sauce. I'm not gonna let it cool completely. I'm just gonna move it to a back burner, and it'll just hang out until we are ready to eat. All right, that does it for the sauce. I think Bob is coming up next to start the chicken.
oh,
All right, thank you, ladies. Man, this is good to have some ladies cooking in the kitchen. It is awesome. And I gotta tell you, whew, man, my heart's racing a little bit as they take care of my sauce. This is my pride and joy. Now listen, I know some of you like to use pasta water. You like to have other ways of making that sauce. Listen, we're full fat people, okay? We just like, when we're gonna go all out with the sauce, we go all out with the sauce, you know what I'm saying? So what's good with Alfredo? Well, some chicken, right? Who just orders the fettuccine Alfredo? Everyone gets the chicken fettuccine Alfredo. So I'm gonna bring Pastor Steve back in here, and we're going to get started on the chicken. Now we've got some good chicken breast. Now just like the steak, they have come up to temp a little bit. Now they don't have to be like as warm as the steak, right? Look, Steve, you should never cook a warm chicken. You might want to put that down for a second. And we are going to butterfly this chicken, right? So it's pretty big. So we're going to butterfly it or even cut it in half, and then we're gonna pound it thin. And that's gonna help us get a really even cook over the whole thing. And then obviously after we're done with this, we're gonna wash our hands because we don't want to have salmonella all over the kitchen. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna grab a cutting board for us. All right. We're gonna cut some chicken.
We ready?
in half. Yeah, we're ready for it, man. Let's get it right on there. Awesome. Now, where do you guys buy a lot of your meat or chicken from around here, local places?
Well, we have Landis, meat market that we go to, somewhat. We get some chicken there, and then also Aldi.
Yeah, you can't beat the prices at Aldi. Yeah. So we're just gonna take these chicken breasts. Steve, are you good to do that? Or, all right, cool. And go ahead and just cut them right in half. And
Well,
then,
do you want me to cut them in half this way or slice them?
so yeah, let's slice them. Yeah, right like that. Now listen, we're cooking for more people, right? Obviously, Steve and I, we're pretty big guys, you know. Some not as big as others, but we're pretty big guys, and so, well, I didn't say who was who, and so we need a lot of protein. So we're cooking a lot of chicken. Now you may not need, 4 chicken breasts cut in half, right? But that's what we're gonna do. And also, behind the scenes, there is a crew, and when you're on the crew, you get fed too, right? And that just rhymed. That's what pastors do. Whoa, that keeps rhyming. Okay, I gotta stop. And after we cut these in half, we're gonna pound them thin. Have you ever, taken your aggression out, pounded chicken?
Nope, never have. I like to hunt, and venison. Sometimes we do it with that to make like a cube steak.
Okay, yeah.
And it's kind of the same idea though, like tenderizes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have this little thing that we'll use, and it has a flat surface, or you can spin it off, and it's got like all these sharp ends here. I think this is Pampered Chef. Yeah, Pampered Chef. And you can cube it with that. My wife laid this out. I actually tend to just beat it with a rolling pin, if I'm real honest. But we own this for a purpose. So,
how are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling really good about it.
I have one more. I can do it differently this next time if you want me to.
The person who holds a knife makes the decision.
I got you.
Yeah, yeah. And when we pound it thin, we're going to put it in a plastic bag, and that's just gonna help keep the mess down a little bit. Man, that's looking good. So you've hunted lots of animals. Any chicken hunting? No chicken. All right. Turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey. All right, sweet. So we're gonna put these in this bag, and because we cut them in half, we don't have to pound them really thin, but we do just want to get them a little bit thinner. You want to put some in that bag there?
Are you stacking them on top of each other?
No, just lay them side by side. And if you don't have Ziploc bags, you can use saran wrap, or you can just put on a pair of safety goggles and just go ham on it with no, plastic or anything around. But if you are using a plastic bag, here's a pro tip I've learned from experience. Don't seal the bag all the way, because you might explode the bag, pounding the air in there.
All right, you got room?
I got room for one more, man. We'll fit this one in here. So I'll leave it up to you, Pastor Steve. Do you want to use the tool that its purpose is this, or do you want to just go all in with the rolling pin?
I want to go all in, man.
All right, let's get the rolling pin. So
Show me.
So I just want you to envision, all of your aggression, whatever is in there, and just take it out on the chicken, and just beat it, just hit it, just go. Yep, right there. Yeah. Well, I'll back up.
So how do you know when you're done?
It's all about the look and the feel, Steve. It's just, when you're done, you'll know. And I'd say you're done. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So now let's take these out, and you can just lay them right on the bag. And then we're gonna season them before we cook them. So we're gonna season just with salt and pepper. Now, you can season your chicken a lot of different ways. Sometimes I like to use paprika to season your chicken. If you want it a little extra kick, you can do a little cayenne. A lot of times I'll use garlic powder, but if you remember back to the sauce, we have a lot of garlic already in the sauce, so you might not need garlic on this chicken. So we're just gonna do a simple salt and pepper. You know, I was surprised at how few people actually season their food. There's a lot of people out there who like bland food. And that's not
Do you
okay.
think it's a matter of preference or just a matter of ignorance?
Both. Yeah, if you're asking me, no. You gotta season your food, guys. The seasoned food goes a long way. Now here's the tip when you season, you know, you don't wanna season it real close. You wanna get real high with it. So you just like waterfalls of salt. Now,
What kind of salt are we using here, man?
This is kosher salt. Yeah,
Nice.
This is the best salt you can get.
I could tell
It's blessed.
I got you.
Yeah, it's kosher.
And what do we have in it?
I got this. So I went to Guatemala.
You keep talking. I'm gonna
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do the waterfall.
I've been to Guatemala a lot of times, and you know, sometimes they just sucker you into buying things that look really cool in the market.
Yeah.
That you go home and you say, what am I gonna do
Yeah.
with this? And this is one of those
A
things.
little bit of Guatemala in your kitchen, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We got paintings of Guatemala around the house. Now, I will say I haven't learned to cook as good as Guatemalans. It's something special about having black beans for breakfast.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It may sound weird. All right, now we're gonna do some.
You think we're good on the salt? Or?
I think we're good. Yeah. Like I said, it's hard to over salt chicken.
I've seen people like
But it's
end.
possible.
I've seen people end when they're done seasoning stuff. I've seen them end like
You know, really, Pastor Steve, if you wanna go all in, if you wanna make the people happy, you'll roll up your sleeve a little bit and you'll hit it with a little Salt Bay action. Just right on the forearm. Yeah, I mean that's
a waterfall off the forearm.
If we're going for views, this is what you got to do.
I better go to the pepper mill.
All right, go ahead and go to the pepper mill. Actually, wait, we gotta flip these over. We're gonna salt both sides.
Oh.
Yeah, let's salt both sides, and then we'll pepper both sides as well. Yeah, you must not be on TikTok, Pastor Steven.
I'm not on TikTok.
Seen you know, the salt trends of the day.
Yeah, I'm not on TikTok.
That's probably just a good life choice for all of
But
us.
TikTok is like dance stuff.
Pastor Steve's not on TikTok. That's what we have learned.
Is that like
That's
social
important.
media? Is that
Social media. Yeah. That's great. Still no forearm though. All right, let's move over to the pepper. And this is a chunky pepper mill. I've actually been wanting to get a new pepper mill for a little while. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet because I don't like how thick. Now Allison likes big chunky pepper. Maybe because she likes big chunky boys like me. But I prefer it more finely ground.
How do you feel about that?
She's off
Right?
off camera holding back laughter right now. Yeah, that looks great. Sounded good
Come
too.
in.
You can. Yeah. This is cooking with Steve and Bob now.
All
We
right,
can do whatever we want,
all
man.
right.
Hey, I do want to ask you real quick though. You know, I know you came to Salem a bunch of years ago, but before that you were like small groups pastor at one point. You were a campus pastor at one point. You were a student pastor at one point. I'm gonna put you on the spot and say, what did you like most? What's been your favorite spot so far?
Well, one of the things I love about ministry is the idea of helping, getting like a front row seat to seeing lives changed.
Yeah.
And I felt like I got to see that with student ministry, teenagers,
Yeah.
you know, just like radical life transformation.
Oh yeah.
And then as a life group pastor, I felt like I got to see that, you know, working with leaders who are then sharing stories about people in their life groups and marriages and all that. I love being a lead pastor because I love to teach and I love like the joy of working with different pastors in their areas.
Yeah.
But the thing that I miss is sometimes I feel like I miss like the front row seat that I had as a life group pastor and a small group pastor to see the, you know, lives change.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible action in ministry where you get to do that. So,
Yeah. And you know, guys, we have
You
an
keep
awesome.
talking. I'm gonna.
All right, come on. We've got an awesome small group opportunity right now, and since this is, you know, date night edition, I want to let you in on our marriage groups we have right now. They're called Love Talk. And there's one that happens on Sunday night, one that happens on Thursday night. And this really did, to be honest, it came out of a conversation Pastor Steve and I had that was just like, do you think we could lean in to couples in their marriage and help them grow together? Yeah, that's great. And so, there we go. And so if you are a couple, married couple, and you're interested in any of these life groups, so one on Sunday, one on Thursday, right now they're virtual groups. So you can do it from your bedroom, from your dining room, from your kitchen. That's right. Text the word love to the number on the screen, 937-230-7722. And that's going to get you in. Looks, the Thursday one, by the time this airs, it had already happened, but you won't miss it, right? You just missed the first introduction. That's all good. So what works best for you, Sunday night or Thursday night? Your marriage is too important not to spend time on it, so get plugged in. Text love to that number right now. All right, so we've got the chicken done, and hey, listen, if you have any comments or questions or how do I do this, how'd you do that, go ahead and put them right there in the comment section, and we're live chatting with you, so we'll be sure to answer it and see it, and you can share it with your friends. If you think you've got a friend who would be interested in chicken fettuccine Alfredo, well, share it with them, right? That's how we get the word out.
That's right, man.
How we feed the world. All right, let's get this chicken over to the oven. Now,
Where do you want this guy?
yeah, just set him right over here. In our last episode, we taught you guys a phrase: hot pan, cold oil, food won't stick. And that's just the guiding principle, right? If the pan is hot and the oil is cold. Now, some of you were confused. You thought, maybe you keep your oil in the refrigerator. No, it's just room temperature. But hot pan, room temperature oil doesn't sound good. So hot pan, cold oil, food won't stick. And we are just going to like sear these. It's not going to take a long time. They're going to get nice and golden brown on both sides. And then we're going to cut them in the middle just to make sure they're done. And you can't really put a thermometer in on these chickens, so we're not going to worry about internal temp. We're going to worry about two things: that the juice is running clear, and when you cut it in the middle, it's all white, no pink, right? Unlike steak, which you should eat medium rare, eating medium rare chicken, probably not a great move. So we've got lots of fire. We got this pan going on. It's pretty hot now. So we're actually going to use avocado oil. And avocado oil is a little bit healthier, but like it is a little more expensive. And so if all you have is cooking or like your vegetable cooking oil or olive oil, either of those would work. But the reason I like avocado oil is because it has a high smoke point, which means this oil can get hotter before it starts smoking, which means you will hear less of my smoke detector. It went off about 4 times last episode. One of them made the cut, and I just about guarantee it's gonna go off again. So we're even thinking, man, maybe when it does, we should come up with some kind of like smoke detector dance. But you see it's smoking a little bit, and the oil is pretty loose and shimmery in there, so we're gonna go ahead and lay our chicken in. And when you lay the chicken in, you're gonna wanna lay it away from you. So just put it in and lay it right away from you. And I'm gonna back up. Yeah, that's really good. Room for one more? Room for one more. Yeah, there's no worry about overcrowding the pan. Now, if you're not cooking with gas and you're cooking with an electric or an induction, if you add too much food, it can bring down the temperature of everything, and you don't want to overcrowd the pan. In this case, it's not going to matter too much, but just be aware that if you overcrowd your pan on an electric or an induction, it may lower the temperature, may prolong the cooking time. Not a big deal again. Make sure the chicken is cooked all the way. And here's my daughter with her vitamins, right? You need your vitamins for tonight? All right, let's get you your vitamins. All right, one for you and one for Sissy. Good girl. So, Bobby, vitamins, they're good.
Bobby, with this, we're not running a timer or anything. We're just keeping our eye on it.
Yep, we're just keeping our eye on it. And there is so much just about the feel. Now, if I had to guess, it would be about 5 or 6 minutes per side. So we're just gonna let it hang out here. If you have a lid, you can put a lid over it. That would help with cleanup at the end of the night. We are getting a little bit of oil splashing, but it's not like fry oil. It's not gonna burn us. But you'll feel it pop on you. I don't have a lid for this fan, because you know why? I got it at TJ Maxx. And so it didn't come with a lid, and that's how it is. So we're cooking these on the skillet with avocado oil, but I also love to grill chicken breast too, right?
Oh yeah.
Season it, grill it. Sometimes I like to cook it on like a grill pan, you know, just those marks are real nice. But for now, this is what we're doing. Pastor Steve and I actually have the same grill. He loves this so much, he talked me into getting one. And man, one of these days, you're gonna see Pastor Steve and I buy the smoker, cooking.
It's a grill smoker combo, a pellet grill.
Yeah. Green Mountain Grill, not a sponsor yet.
Yeah.
But who knows? We are big fans.
150 degrees to 500 degrees in 5-degree increments. And you can set it and forget it. And so it's great for smoking chicken or grilling chicken, pizzas, burgers, steaks.
Yeah. Now, some of you are going to scoff at the idea that our grill has an app. And you can adjust the temperature from the recliner.
You can turn it on or turn it off based on just your phone.
Yeah. But that's okay. You can scoff, and we'll just keep eating delicious food. All right, let's go ahead and flip that chicken. See what kind of color we're working with on that side. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we want. You see, you got it nice and golden. You can see the seasoning on there. That pepper is gonna be really good. We got our sauce back here still. And then what we're going to do with this, Steve, is we're not going to serve the whole chicken breast. We're going to cut it up into strips and then serve it right on the plate of fettuccine. All right, so our chicken's been on about 4 or 5 minutes per side, and now we're just going to test it. So you can poke it and see if the juices run clear. Honestly, it's a little tough in a pan with oil. So we're just going to cut the biggest one and see how the middle looks. And if it looks all white inside and like kind of firm, then we know it's done.
No pink.
No pink, not in chicken. So we still got just a little bit left. There's just a little bit of dark, you know, not as white as I want it. And look, with chicken, you don't want to gamble, right? Just cook chicken till it's done, and you'll be safe. All right, so we're gonna cut into it one more time and just do one more check, but I think we're looking really good. And yeah, look at that, all white meat. Perfect. So we're going to kill the heat and just take it right off the pan. Now, if we didn't already have our sauce, this would actually make a great pan sauce. So what you could do is you could add a couple tablespoons of butter, then you could deglaze it with like a Marsala wine or a sherry like we did last time, or you can just use chicken broth, and then you can make a really good pan sauce. But we already got Alfredo sauce, so we're not gonna do anything with these drippings, but let them cool. Wipe off the grease, throw it in the trash. Don't put grease down your drain. You'll thank me later for it. So we're just gonna let this chicken, we're gonna cover it, and we're just gonna let it rest. Yeah, man, good job, Pastor Steve. This is looking real good. Hey, up next, now that we got our sauce done, we've got our chicken done. Now we got to get the broccolini, the pasta, and the bread done. But we're going to get to the broccolini right now. So hang on, and we're going to get started on that in just a second. All right, welcome back. You guys did a phenomenal job, you and Erin, with the sauce. Steve and I, we beat and cooked the chicken, and it's done and resting. Now we're moving on to broccolini. Now I know you're thinking like, Bob, you making this up. There is no such thing called broccolini. It is a made up thing. It's not made up. This is broccolini. It's little broccoli. It's kind of exactly what it sounds like.
Asparagus meets broccoli.
Yeah, asparagus meets broccoli. Sure, I'll go with that. The stalks are not as thick, so you know, if you're like me, growing up, when my mom would cook broccoli, I would only eat the leafy part because this was really big and thick. That's not the case with this. So it's gonna cook really good. We're gonna mince some shallots. We're gonna use some lemon because anytime you cook broccoli, broccolini, or asparagus, I'm gonna tell you, use some lemon. It's just gonna lift up the flavors, brighten everything up, and it's really, really good. So what are you gonna do now?
So this has been rinsed. It's just gonna hang out while you mince the shallot. And I'm gonna go back. We're in the home stretch, so really quickly, this is gonna happen. The pasta is going to be boiled and the bread is going to be toasted in the oven.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna preheat the oven to 375 and I'm going to start the water to boil.
All right, hey, before we get started with this, again, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them right here. We'll be sure to answer them and see how everything's going. And I also want to take a second to tell you guys about Easter. Now, I know Easter seems like it's such a long way away. It's about 4 weeks away, but it's going to be here before you know it. And Easter at Salem this year is going to be awesome. And I don't want you to miss it. So here's what's up. You're going to text the word Easter to the number you see right now on your screen. So we're going to take a break so that you can do that. Easter to the number 937-230-7722. There's so much that's going to happen, more than I could tell you in this video, but if you text that, you'll be sure to be in the know about what times Easter services are, how many we're going to have. You're going to get to know the awesome thing that kids are going to get to do for Easter and what we adults are going to be up to as well. So text that right now. All right, so let's get started on this broccolini. We're going to start with some shallots, and we're just going to cut the ends off of them because you're not going to want those. And shallots are really cool. I don't know if you've ever cooked with a shallot before, but this is like if garlic and onion got together, put on some John Legend, put the kids to bed, and had a little baby, right? That's how babies are made. And this is exactly what this is. They're real sweet, nice little tasty morsels. And they're not going to make you cry as much as onions do when you cut them. And they're also not going to be as strong as garlic. They're just a little cousin somewhere in the middle. And so we're going to mince it up. And we're going to start our pan off with these. And this is going to add really great seasoning to our broccolini. All right, watch your fingers. Simple principle is to keep your middle finger in front and let this knuckle right here be the guide for your knife. And if your fingers are out of the way, they won't get cut, right? So simple way. And if you're thinking, wow, Bob, that was really informative. Where did you learn that? I learned that from a very angry British man named Gordon Ramsay.
Not TikTok.
Not TikTok. Well, Gordon Ramsay's on TikTok. He would be very disappointed at how these onions are being chopped right now.
That's why the slap chop.
Yeah, Allison is a fan of the slap chopper. You can grab that if you want and show the people how we do it when we're not on camera. And it makes more noise, it's louder, and it wastes a lot. But
It does waste a lot.
but it is effective. It's similar to the chicken you get to take out some aggression. So go ahead and slap chop these. Let's be real with the people at home.
This is a lot for one round of the slap chopper.
Just go ham on it. Now for you at home, if you also use a slap chopper, I want you to comment right down and just say like, I slap chop too, right? Hashtag I slap chop too. So we're gonna reserve these shallots right here, and then we're gonna take our lemon, very carefully, and you're gonna wanna get some juice out of it. So we're just gonna roll it a little bit on, oh, there's the dog. Roll it a little bit on the cutting board. And now we're going to, you getting a little bit of shallot in your eyes?
I'm not, this is not bothering me.
It's fine. Okay, maybe I'm just emotional about
Not as close to
cooking
it as
with
you
you. And we're just gonna cut it into 4 wedges. Now, I got a big old lemon. Your lemon may not be, I'm serious, like, I'm emotional about this. I'm just having such a great time with you. Hello. And so your lemon may not be that big, that's okay. We're going to squeeze some of the juice on it, but we're also gonna cook the lemon in the pan with it too. So why don't you trim those up a little bit, just so you know they're not too stalky. I'm gonna get our pan hot for the broccolini.
Okay. Now we do have a lot of broccolini. Like we said, we feed the crew, have a few extra people around, so you might not need this much. And if you have kids, we have found that broccolini passes the kid test.
Yep, our kids like broccolini more than broccoli. Maybe because it's tiny, smaller.
Okay, I'm running out of space here.
Alright, well while you do that, come on with me. I'm gonna borrow this knife and we're gonna get the shallot going. So folks, come on back with me. We're gonna go to the oven. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of olive oil, or avocado oil rather, in this pan. And when you put a little bit of oil in your pan, we're also gonna add butter, but that oil is gonna help the butter not to burn. So if you ever have a problem with just the butter getting brown too quick, burning too fast, if you add a little oil to your pan, that's gonna help that butter not to brown so quickly. And we're gonna just do about 2 tablespoons or so. Before the broccolini goes in, we want to just caramelize those shallots, or as they say across the pond, shallots, and just get them nice and caramelized. You're going to notice a real fragrant smell from them, and they're going to become kind of translucent in color. That's how you're going to know they're done. We're also going to season the shallots with salt and pepper. So we're going to add a little bit of seasoning to the pan, not the broccolini for this particular one. So shallots in the pan. We're gonna get our wooden spatula and just mix them all around. Man, guys, I wish you could smell this. This is that sweet, garlicky, oniony, just delicious smelling aroma. I'm gonna kick my heat down about to medium-low because I don't want to overcook the shallots. And listen, if they're starting to brown, if they're cooking too quickly, just take them right off the heat. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. Just take them right off the heat. If you're finding them they're brown before you're ready, that's all right. So that looks good. We're going to season the pan almost, and we're going to add salt and pepper to the shallots. So there's no real rhyme or reason to the amount. It's kind of just eyeball to taste. I'm going to guess that was about half a tablespoon of salt, and you need less pepper. So if you're measuring out, just go with a teaspoon of pepper. And this isn't fresh ground, this is really fine pepper. All right, we're gonna go right in with our lemons. They're gonna cook in the pan, right on the meat side down of your lemons. It's right, the inside is called, I think it's actually called the flesh of the lemon, which is just weird. And then we're gonna add our broccolini. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna add a little bit of water to the pan. And we're gonna, now I said I didn't have a lid for this earlier, and I still don't. That hasn't changed since 5 minutes ago. But I'm gonna take another pan and I'm gonna put on top of it, and now this water is just gonna kind of steam that broccolini, and we're gonna get it nice and green. Now, you can't cook this too long, right? You can cook it, it'll turn yellow. You don't wanna do that. You wanna cook it kind of until it's bright green with that lemon. And again, we're gonna squeeze some lemon juice over it. But I'm gonna pour this in, and we should hear some sizzle. There we go. Then I'm just gonna take another pan and cover it. Look, I got a lid, instant lid. All right, now we're gonna squeeze that lemon juice on it just about right before we serve it. And again, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna lift all the flavors. You're not gonna wanna miss that lemon.
All right, we have pasta going in next. So we're gonna grab that. The water's boiling.
Yeah, so pasta's next, but hey, it's been a minute since we've seen them. They're still here. So we're gonna invite Steve and Erin back in to hang out with us while this broccolini is still cooking up.
Smelling good, guys.
All right, yeah, smelling good. We've got pasta water going. And like we said earlier, we gotta have bread, right? You gotta have it. Now, I'll be honest, Alison makes really good bread.
We've had her bread.
Yeah.
We have.
Oh, she
So
makes
we
really
made
good.
we made this exact meal, not broccolini, but we made
Yeah.
all fettuccine Alfredo plus fresh.
Well, so when
fresh
they
bread.
came over, we had fresh bread. I had some fresh fillets with some gorgonzola cheese that we put on it. Oh yeah, it was awesome. Maybe we'll do that again. And hey,
It's not a weeknight event.
yeah, and at some point we want to show you guys how Alison makes bread. She actually proofs her bread in the Instant Pot and cuts down the time, like from beginning to end, babe. Isn't it only like 90 minutes?
90 minutes, start
Yeah,
to finish.
really easy, great French bread. So you guys are gonna get the bread going.
So we are cheating on the bread, but this will be really, really good. Garlic bread.
So while Alison does make
Yeah,
really
French
great bread, yeah, we bought it from Kroger. And then we got this really nice garlic spread, garlic butter and herbs. Have you ever like made your own like compound butter with anything? It's real easy. And
Well,
you
like
just-
the butter and honey, like the honey butter.
yeah, like Roadhouse.
Yeah,
There's
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
You just throw some cinnamon, honey, mix it up.
Half of that, yeah.
Yep. So we'll hit that up next time.
Erin butters my bread.
Again with the PG-13 rating here.
It's date night. Date
Oh,
night.
date night. Yeah, date night. That's good.
Am I doing that?
Yeah, so Erin's just slicing it in half.
We're all the way through?
Yeah, all the way
Okay,
through is
this way.
fine, and then we will butter that.
Hey, you want to come back and we'll check the broccolini?
Did we put pasta in yet? We
No,
didn't do
not
that?
yet. So we've got the broccolini going. Woo! And just give it a toss. Get all that shallot, onion, lemon, and look how good that looks. Oh my goodness. And this is just where we want it to be. All right, folks, so now it's time to start with the pasta. Now, I love fresh pasta. And if you're interested on how I like to make fresh pasta, you can check out the video of me making it and walking you through it step by step by texting the word leftovers to the number on your screen, 937-230-7722. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. If you message me, get with me, I'll help you answer any questions. But you can check out that video as well as our first episode right there by texting leftovers. But let's be real, folks. We're not always making fresh pasta. Sometimes we go box pasta, right? And we just cook the old fettuccine right from the box. This is Kroger brand. I used my Kroger card. I saved money on gas. It was really a good deal. But I want to let you know a little pasta secret. One that's just as good as that, and it's this right here. This is called tagliatelle. Now this creates just like little nests of delicious pasta. This is really good, and it's found right at Kroger. It is on the top shelf, so you kind of have to be looking for it. but it is awesome. So we're gonna put this in the water. It's gonna cook for about 2 to 4 minutes until it's cooked all the way through, and man, it is gonna be delicious. While I'm doing that, Pastor Steve and Erin are gonna be at the cutting board, and they're gonna be making some delicious garlic bread. All right, so, you know, we love to make fresh bread. Sometimes, like tonight, we just buy it. And we cut this in half lengthwise. We got our oven preheated to 375, and we're just gonna slather some butter on there. This is a garlic herb butter that we bought, again, just right from the store. We like to make our own compound butter sometimes, but for nights like tonight, when we're just going to go-to, we like to do this. Now you can also buy that Texas toast. You know that Texas toast. That's good stuff too, man. Or they already make this already made. Take and bake. There's all sorts of different options. But
Is this Kroger?
this is all Kroger, yeah. This is all Kroger.
Are they a sponsor?
Not yet. Not yet. But I'm holding out.
We have a long list of potential.
They only knew what they're missing out on. I mean,
Now you guys like the first episode because you guys are Aldi shoppers.
Sure, Aldi
yeah,
shoppers,
yeah. Aldi shoppers.
Yeah, but when you said the scallops came from Aldi.
Yeah.
You know that? So we haven't done like seafood at Aldi.
Yeah.
we did
Well-
ahi tuna. We've got ahi.
Oh yeah, we did do tuna.
Tuna there. I'm not a big seafood eater, believe it or not. Like growing up in Florida, loving going fishing. That was like my thing. Fishing is my bread and butter. And only recently have I kind of acquired the taste for it. Went walleye fishing, caught some good walleye. Had to eat that. What I caught, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Then crappie fishing, you know. All right, we're also gonna top this bread off with some shredded Parmesan cheese.
Do I have to do what Steve did at the very end and go?
You know, I want to see a little forearm. There we go. That's right. That's what we're talking about.
The same way that the kind of short.
Yeah.
Is that the way to do it?
Oh yeah, that's perfect. You get that nice even coating of it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Can you put too much cheese on bread?
You know, in my book, it's impossible. There's no way you can have too much cheese, or really anything, but especially this bread. And this is really good cheese. It's my favorite kind of Parmesan cheese called Parmigiano Reggiano. It only comes from one town in Italy, and it's just head and shoulders above all other cheeses. Of course, you can buy like just the good old green tube of cheese. You know, we use this too, but for date night, you know, we're just.
And where did you get this?
Kroger.
They have quite a cheese selection.
They have
there.
quite a cheese selection. Yeah, absolutely, right there. So, oven is preheated. We're gonna put this on a pan, and we're gonna get it right into the oven.
So 375 for about how long? Do you think?
We're gonna keep our eye on this bread. So we're gonna check on it about every 3 to 4 minutes, and you're gonna want to see the top get real golden. You're gonna see that cheese get a little melty, and then if you find that it's just not crisp enough, you can hit that broil button. But be careful. You hit that broil button, you walk away for a second, and you've got burnt garlic bread.
Sadness.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's a heartbreaker when you lose the carbs. Right. The best part.
Soaker. We're soaking up the
Soaker, yeah, we're gonna soak it all up. Yep. I'm gonna squeeze some of this lemon on the broccolini now.
Okay.
And it's here on low. Let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, that looks so good. So we're just gonna get a little fork, and we're gonna give it the little fork test. Yeah, so they're still pretty firm, but we're able to stick our fork in there. And they're not soft like mush, which we don't want, right? You don't want it to be too mushy. And now we're just gonna squeeze our lemon. Look, I'm not too worried about lemon seeds in this. If you were, you could try to keep the seeds out. I'm just not too worried about it. So we're gonna squeeze it right on there. If you get a little lemon seed in your broccolini, oh, there was one. I apologize. That is looking good. All right, so let's take a look at our pasta. Let's give our pasta a little stir here. And it's coming up real nice. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but every time I cook pasta, I cook too much. Like, I find it really difficult to know what's enough pasta and what's too much pasta. And so I kind of go with the rule that too much pasta is okay, not enough pasta is a bad thing. We're gonna take a taste test. It needs a little bit longer. So we're gonna leave it on. We're gonna crank it up to high. And we're looking for a real rolling boil with this pasta. All right, so we're waiting on the bread and the pasta. It's just got a couple more minutes. But man, this house is smelling so good. This food is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see your pictures and all the ways that you've made it and the little touches that you add. So please share your pictures. You can comment the photos of your meal, maybe the mess of your kitchen if you're anything like me. And also share this video. So hit that share button and get it out to folks. But hey, while we wait, what are some of the meals that you guys remember as kids? Like, is there any food that just brings back memories from you, back to your childhood or back from the past?
One of the things my grandma made was fried apples. And that became like Stevie loves fried apples. You know, and so whenever we'd go down to the farm, it would be, you know, Granny would say, and I knew you guys were coming, and so, you know, we made, you know, and if I didn't eat them right away, she'd say, now Stevie, don't you want some of the fried apples? Like you love, yeah, so, and it was like the fried apples with like the red hots.
Okay.
That would like kind of color them and make kind of cinnamon or whatever like that. Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever had fried apples not from Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Like every time I go to Cracker Barrel, I get fried apples. I don't think I've ever had them not from there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to meet Granny, man. I'm gonna have to get that recipe.
Yeah. That was a cool memory.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Granny also had called them Granny's green beans, and it was like as much bacon as green beans.
Oh yeah.
And,
We still make those now, and our kids like Granny's green beans.
Yeah.
So,
And then my granny on the other side, the highlight of when we would sit around her table, she made the best buttermilk. We had a dairy farm. She made the best buttermilk waffles.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, just something about the smell, you know, being on the farm, the smell, drinking the milk right from the cow. Yeah, it was like,
wow.
yeah, that was
I was raised on skim milk, and first when I went to the dairy farm and tasted that milk, I was like, oh, this is a whole different type.
Yeah, it's like milk you gotta chew. Yeah, that's what we like. We're full fat milk people. Yeah, absolutely.
And then, so kind of a cool connection here. You three all went to the same college
In Florida.
in Lake Forest,
Yeah,
Florida.
not like even around here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And there's a little barbecue restaurant right off campus called
Fat Boys. Fat Boys. Yeah.
Their breakfast, it was a couple dollars. And
Yeah,
you could get
really
like an
cheap.
amazing breakfast, and their wings. I mean, their smoked
Oh,
wings.
yeah.
That's what I would get a lot.
In fact, Pastor Steve and I were at a conference down in Florida. We went to a Fat Boys. Both got smoked wings. Yeah. You know, I had a professor there at that college. His name was Mike Sanders, and yeah, you know Mike, and Mike could be persuaded. I'm not gonna say it was hard. I'm not gonna say it was easy, but sometimes you would. All right, let's have class at Fat Boys.
it became like off campus.
Yeah. How about you, Allison? What's a memory that you have of food?
So I definitely like our southern staples that we made the other night, like the greens and the beans and the cornbread.
You want to come here?
And of course pasta. It's always gonna make you feel like you're home.
Aria, what's your favorite food?
Banana.
Banana. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drain this pasta into a colander, and then we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil. And that olive oil is just gonna help from the pasta to stick. Have you ever already had your pasta done and then you leave it set out for a little while and it starts to stick? Well, a little bit of olive oil or butter will help that pasta not to stick. Sometimes you can add olive oil to the pasta water and it will do the same thing. But now we're just gonna drain it, add a little bit of olive oil, and then plate it, and we'll be ready to go. This is looking so good. Everything is done, and now we are about ready to eat all of this food while it is still hot. Let me tell you guys, it's been so much fun getting to hang out with you. Hey, if you're just now seeing this video, I want to encourage you to text the word cook to the number on the screen, 937-230-7722. What that's going to do is going to get you all the instructions, all the ingredients, and a step-by-step walkthrough of how to make each thing. You're also going to get to check out some of our other content and see all the good stuff that's on there as well. Also want to remind you about Easter. It's coming up. You can text the word Easter to the number on your screen. If you're interested in love and marriage groups, if you're a couple and you're married and you want to learn how to communicate better with one another, how to grow closer to God and your relationship with the Father as well as your spouse, text love to the number on your screen right now. Like I said, guys, we're about to eat. We're going to feed the crew. We're going to feed each other. We can do a little, what's that movie? Lady and the Tramp? Oh no, it's not going to happen, guys. I'm sorry about that. You have to check out next time. Maybe you'll see that then. So you're welcome back anytime, and we hope that you come and visit us again real soon. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you again.
And thank you to Pastor Steve and Erin.
Oh yeah!
Tonight.
Shout out.
We're gonna feed them too.
Yeah, let's
All
go.
right. Ready to eat.
Come on in, guys. You guys ready to eat?
We are ready
All right,
to eat.
let's get our plate.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's get to it.
Eat.